Hello guys, we're going to be breaking down the 6-game NBA slate for October 6th. It's going to be a Wednesday. We got one game at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and then there's a 30-minute gap, another 30 minutes, another 30, and then 90 minutes for the two night games. I know my camera's blocking the last game, which is the Kings and the Clippers, so that's the 7:31. So there's going to be just a lot of late news that we're going to have to wait on, and again, a lot of late swap advantage, especially for the preseason when we don't know who's going to be active. A lot of these teams have already played a preseason game, so we can definitely see them sit out some of the regular guys. So I would try to just keep my spots open. The first game, I don't think it's too appealing to me. Same with the second game. So probably going to try to backload my lineups. I would say that's definitely the most important thing that you should take away from this video. Just be ready to late swap. Breaking down the first game of the Spurs and the Pistons, though. So the Spurs have played one game on Monday, and they pretty much played everyone. So this was how their box score looks. They just played Keldon with 22 at the most, and then, they played so many guys. So there are a few guys that their prices normally, like in the regular season, if we were to get these prices from Murray, White, Pirtle, Keldon Johnson, they would look great. But 20 minutes, unless they're going to be extended a little bit, then maybe like 25, then yeah, Murray and White would look really great, but right now I don't think they're going to stand out. Just nobody really. I would mention though Josh Primo. He's a shooter and he's at least the minimum at 4K. It would be nice to give him some reps. They do have Forbes and McDermott, but he could just never have enough shooting nowadays. And the Spurs, Greg Popovich has said that they want to take more three-point attempts. So in the preseason, they could definitely get more reps for their young guy here. Now, for the Pistons side, this is their first game of the preseason, and they already have a lot of injuries. Cade Cunningham, unfortunately, is going to be out for a little bit, and that should have opened up Killian Hayes, but Hayes apparently suffered an injury during Tuesday's practice, so I don't think he's going to play just because it's preseason and they probably don't want to risk it of being anything serious. He did miss quite a bit of time last year with injuries. So I would say if he's out, then you have a lot of playing time open up as the point guard. But Corey Joseph, Saban Lee, they're not like really productive. So they're not really appealing to me. But if these guys, the Pistons, they're gonna say like they play maybe more minutes because Killian Hayes is out. Because right now, Rod Beard, the beat reporter for the Pistons, they said they're not gonna play big minutes for anyone, but if Killian Hayes is out, they don't really have ball handlers, so maybe that's going to be one exception of letting Joseph or Saban Lee play more. But yeah, we don't really know about that, and that's just going to make everyone else like looking at the whole team. They're priced pretty expensively. Like these guys, they're good producers, but just at these prices, I don't think I'm going to be going to them if they're only going to be capped at 20 minutes. Now the Cavs are playing today right now on Tuesday, and uh, they said that they're pretty much playing everyone, so that's not really appealing. I would think that they're gonna sit some of the older guys like Rubio, Kevin Love, Valentine maybe because he's been in the league for a while. So maybe they will sit some of the guys, making it a bit of a shorter rotation. But if it's a back-to-back, like they're probably not going to play a lot of minutes like anyone except the guys that don't play a lot. Like if one of these young guys plays like maybe 10, 12 minutes, then maybe they'll get like 25 today. But right now, not knowing who's going to be out for this game, can't really just say. For Atlanta, though, Trae Young got hurt last game. He's doubtful with the injury, quad injury, and this is their second game, so this is how their rotation went. They pretty much capped everyone in the low 20s as well. Pretty much every team did that, and I would say for this game, you're going to be looking at probably a similar thing, but it is pretty significant if Trae Young, high usage guy, is out that there's going to be more opportunity. The Hawks, Nate McMillan, they said, they said that Jalen Johnson, Sharif Cooper are going to play more. They played in the teens. 12 minutes for Johnson, 11 for Cooper. So maybe they get close to 20, which is nice, but their price is like 5,200 and Jen Johnson at 4,800. Like pricing isn't really that important for preseason just because you can pretty much play everyone, but that doesn't really stand out to me just because they're not proven guys, like they're not known to be fantasy producers. So not really significant use, I would say. And yeah, just the same thing like Capella, he's still out, but John Collins is now only center eligible and 7,800, so that's not really appealing. Now the Orlando side, so they're priced pretty nicely. Like the highest guy is 6,500 Suggs, and their rotation wasn't awful. Like a lot of guys played low 20s, and Ross got to 24, which he's a proven vet. So maybe he sits out. If he does, then yeah, that's gonna be great for Suggs, Cole Anthony, RJ Hampton. And I would mention though, RJ Hampton probably stands out a little bit here because he's the cheapest guy here, 4,600. He definitely has the talent. Last season, towards the end, he was getting a lot of minutes, and he's a very talented guard. Like he does a little bit of everything. And so at 4,600, I would say that he stands out as the best value, at least for guards or point guards, because for some reason Draftkings doesn't have dual position eligibility anymore. So Hampton for right now, I think he stands out. And then if you're gonna go to someone else, like Cole Anthony looks to be a pretty good piece, but Mo Bamba, Jalen Suggs, these guys like Suggs, he's the most expensive guy, but he is their top pick. So I would say that he can get like 25 minutes around there. And then Mo Bamba, he's just a very productive player. And the Pelicans, they play fast, but again, preseason, like we can't really read too much into that. Now on the Pelicans side, so Jackson Hayes got an injury, he's already ruled out, but Jonas Valanciunas should be back, so that's gonna hurt if we were interested in playing Hernan Gomez at 4K, the minimum. So that's not, looking too great. I think you can still play him just because Joval, again, a vet, not gonna play heavy minutes, but they can definitely go small. Like we've seen Wenyen Gabriel, a very poor fantasy producer, get center minutes. So just not really too interested for the big men. And then I would say like Ingram, he was poor last game. I don't know about the lineup though because they started I think it was Garrett Temple and Najee Marshall. So like they're not expensive, like they're really cheap, but they're not really that great of producers. Like Najee Marshall, he's shown some flashes, but I mean, when Ingram, Devontae Graham, if they're still gonna play, like I don't really want to play him. And then just looking at this, and then also Joe Val just being back, it's a very high usage guy you're putting in. So like, I mean, Ingram, he's talented if he plays minutes, sure. That is pretty cheap for a good fantasy player. Nickeil Alexander Walker, very good as well for fantasy, but right now, not knowing who's going to be out, if they're resting anyone, can't say for sure. And then the Jazz, they have our Gobert and Ingles did miss last game. Bogdanovich and Rudy Gay are out again. So these guys are priced pretty high up. I don't really like. I'm not too interested right now. Even like if Gobert were to be out, then the centers that they use as Azubuike and Whiteside, they're priced up now. They were pretty much splitting minutes, and they had Bolden play the fourth quarter. So it's basically a three-man rotation at center. A lot of teams are going to be doing that, and they're not as cheap, so I'm not going to be really that interested. And then the rest of the team, like Trent Forrest, Elijah Hughes. Hughes started. Forrest is one of the better summer league players this year, but he's not really priced that appealingly. And yeah, just I think they're a little bit expensive here. Now for the Mavericks, they already came out and said that Doncic and Porzingis will be playing together, and they're only going to be playing the first half. And also Powell, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Ntilikina are going to be out. So not going to be good for Luka and Porzingis, just too expensive, especially playing a Jazz team with or without Gobert. Like it's a big difference, but the Jazz are still going to be a very defensive-minded team, and they play slow and just a lot of things that really don't make these guys good plays. And along with only playing the first half, just stay away from me, easy fades. But everyone else, then like there's some interesting fantasy producers like Jalen Brunson, but he's kind of a vet, so like I don't really think he's gonna get big minutes. Moses Brown is very interesting. He's a very big producer. I believe he's like 7'2", just a very good rebounding beast. But they do have a lot of big men like Boban, another giant. WCS, Cleaver, they're all guys that can play center minutes. So Nico Melli even he can play small ball center. So just nothing really stands out here. Like yeah, just I don't think I'm gonna be playing Mavericks. Now, onto the Nuggets. So Jokic is already going to be playing for this one. Gonna have to wait for Porter and Barton. So I would Porter's probable. Barton is doubtful, so he's probably gonna be out. But when you put in Jokic back in this rotation, don't know how long he's gonna be out there for. But yeah, and 9,400, you don't need him at all. Like if you can spend up last guy, you have a lot of salary, sure, go ahead for like a util, but don't prioritize these guys. I would say, um, oh, Bones Highland. So Nuggets rotation last game again, no Jokic here, so you can't really just take this into account. Bol as well. This is Bones Highland, and they both played good minutes in the 20s, and they're productive players. So I would say though, Jokic still, if he's back, Highland's gonna get second half run where Jokic might only play the first half. I don't really want to play Bobo though because that could mean unless Jeff Green is out, like Zignanji, he could play center to Michael Green small ball as well. So I don't think I want to play him unless they just come out and say they will use Bobo. But yeah, he's the min 4K. Highland is 4,300. I prefer Highland because I think his playing time is going to be there. And Michael Malone definitely likes Bones Highland. So I would say Highland is a very good value as well right now. And then onto the Warriors side. So they played their starters. Like Curry got a little bit into the third quarter last game at 20 minutes. Jordan Poole just shut the lights out. Please do not chase this. I mean, Poole has improved a lot, but like his price is a lot higher now, and I think he's going to be very high owned. And just for preseason, a guy who's pretty dependent on shooting. If some of these guys are out there like Steph, Wiggins, they can definitely take those shots away. So if I do play Poole, I'm gonna be under the field, and I know he's gonna be really high owned because that's how people play. And I didn't mention, but on the Pelicans, Trey Murphy, sorry, Troy Murphy, someone many years ago, uh, he played really well. 21 minutes or 21 points in 30 minutes. He's a shooter though, so he's very shot dependent. I wouldn't want to chase that shooting game, but I feel like some guys might be interested in him, so I just want to mention him. Now, last game, the Kings and the Clippers. So Luke Walton is kind of all over the place like how he usually is, and these guys are priced pretty high up, so I don't really think these guys stand out. Like looking at the rotation, that's how the minutes went. So yeah, they played some of their guards and Barnes good minutes, but they have so many ball handlers on this team. Buddy Hield, Barnes taking the shots. So they're all kind of just bunched together, and nobody really stands out, and they're all priced really high up now, like above 8K. So it's tough to go to them. And then for the Clippers, last team here, we're probably going to be seeing them wrestle vets again. And this is how they ran the rotation last game. I mean, good luck. Like Bledsoe, Reggie Jackson, the vets, but I mean, only playing a stint, like that's definitely very possible that they do that again with Ty Lue. And I would say though, the young guys, especially Terrence Mann, he's going to look the best because he has upside. And I think this is a very sneaky guy this year. Just someone that could step up with Kawhi Leonard missing at least a good part of the season. And Paul George can't do everything himself. So we're going to see Reggie Jackson definitely do a lot in the regular season. But right now, I think they definitely want to play Terrence Mann a lot. I think he's going to be pretty high owned, but he's a good play. I think he's a bit too cheap for a preseason slate. And Luke Kennard, much more shot dependent, but also a guy that is going to be needed to score. So I would say my favorite plays right now, Terrence Mann here, and then also with Bones Highland and I can't other guy the value. Who did I? Oh, RJ Hampton. I don't know why I forgot, but yeah, RJ Hampton's going to be another very good play right now that I am considering. Yeah, 4,600, just great matchup. But yeah, preseason, you always got to make sure that you do allow yourself the flexibility to late swaps. So make sure you follow just all the beat reporters on Twitter, and I'm going to be tweeting out or retweeting, just commenting on how to approach certain games, certain players and teams, how they're going to handle their situations. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm going to try to just, continue making this preseason. I know it's very tough to find news, so please leave a like, show some support on Twitter as well, WLin018. Link will be in the description below. And good luck on this slate, and I will see you guys in the next video.